Christmas is just around the corner, and maybe you have a friend or relative who's a music producer and you're trying to figure out a Christmas gift for them and you're lost. Guess what? I'm here to help you out. My name is El Marquis, musician, rapper, record producer, unashamed Christ follower, and today I'm going to tell you 5 gifts that you can buy a music producer for Christmas.
El Marquis Productions.
First of all, this is not an exhaustive list. There are tons of different gifts that you can buy a music producer for Christmas that I'm not going to mention in this video. And since there are so many different options, I thought why not just narrow it down to a couple essential items that maybe some people are or are not thinking about. I'm really making this video in mind for people who maybe don't know a whole lot about music production and are shopping around for a friend or relative who's into music production. So if you're a producer who's watching this and you're hoping that your significant other is gonna watch this video and then buy you a $10,000 microphone, sorry, wrong video. So with that out of the way, here's the first item that I would recommend that you buy a music producer for Christmas. The first item that we're going to talk about is LED lights. One of the jobs that music producers have is to capture a vibe and capture an emotion and translate that into music. And one of the best ways that you can do that is by having an environment around you that's visually stimulating. So by upgrading your plain white lights to some colorful and interesting LED lights, that's one of the easiest and best ways to liven up a room and really spark some inspiration. Also, if you work out of a home studio and if you invite other artists in to record in your studio, having interesting lighting can also inspire them to create things that maybe they wouldn't in a different environment, and also can add a bit more professionalism to your studio. The exact lights that you get really will depend on the look that you're going for as well as your budget, but 2 LED products that I use and do recommend are actually either getting an LED light bulb or some LED light strips. For me personally, I own 2 LifeX LED bulbs. Out of all the bulbs that I looked for, those really seem to be the best in terms of how bright they can get, saturation of the colors, how many colors you can actually choose with them, and they're actually smart LED bulbs that you can control with your phone. So just by downloading the LifeX app, you can control the colors of all your bulbs, and you can even add some interesting animation to them as well. Now, if you're looking for light strips, LifeX does offer their own version of a light strip, but even with the quality of the strip itself, compared to other similar light strips, it is a bit expensive. So unless you have a smaller room where you only want to light up maybe one corner of the room, or maybe you just want to light up your desk, LifeX light strips may not be the best option for you, but there's another company that does offer their own version of a light strip that I think is just as good, if not even better than LifeX's, and that's this company right here called Govee. Now, you can get some relatively affordable light strips off of Amazon. They actually do a really good job, but what stands out about Govee's light strip is that it's RGBIC, which is really just a fancy way to say that you can segment different parts of the strip to be different colors instead of it all just being one solid color. And similar to LifeX's products, these also have some really cool animations that can really make a studio look more interesting and do a great job at creating inspiration. There's a big rabbit hole of LED products that you can look into, so if you do need somewhere to start, I definitely recommend looking into either LED light bulbs or LED light strips. The next gift that you could give to a music producer, which I think actually is pretty looked over, is a bag or a carrying case for their laptop. If you're a producer who travels a lot by either going to different studios or maybe you just like to make beats in different environments outside of your own home, you're going to need something to carry and protect your laptop. We pretty much can't do our jobs without our computers, so we do need to make sure that we're protecting them to the best of our ability. So for me personally, I have a laptop sleeve as well as a backpack. The sleeve itself is what I put the laptop inside of. That also carries my charger, my portable hard drive, and my SD card. And then I also have a backpack that I can put the laptop inside of as well, or I can hold the laptop inside of the sleeve itself, and then I can just use the backpack to carry my Midi controllers and my headphones. I will leave the links to these products in the description below so you can check them out, but really there's not one specific bag or sleeve that I recommend over the other. The only thing that you really need to look out for is, one, is your laptop actually going to fit inside of that bag? And also you will probably just want to make sure that it offers some form of water resistance and scratch and dust protection. Other than that, the buying process for a bag or a sleeve really is pretty straightforward. Just get something that offers some protection and ideally also looks cool. The third gift that you can consider buying a music producer for Christmas are sample packs. Music producers are always looking for new sounds, and you really can't go wrong about buying them a sample pack. For those who don't know, sample packs are folders that contain melody or chord progression loops, drum sounds, one-shots that you can use to create new melodies and new chords, and MIDI files, all of which can speed up a music producer's creation process and can offer them musical inspiration. If you're a music producer buying sample packs for another music producer, you may have a good idea of the sounds that they would like and use in a similar way that maybe a parent knows what type of clothes their children would normally wear. If you're someone who's not a music producer who's looking to buy a sample pack for a friend or a relative who is a producer, if you happen to know what producers they like and inspire them, or different producers that they watch on YouTube, that may be a good place to start. And depending on where and who you're buying them from, on average, their price range can be anywhere between $5 and $50. You could even buy them on 1-month subscription on Splice, which, if you don't know what Splice is basically a website where you can purchase individual samples from larger sample packs. So whether you buy them 1 pack or multiple packs, or even that Splice subscription service, this is a very affordable gift that I'm very confident that a music producer will be happy with. The fourth Christmas gift idea for music producers is headphones. This is one of the more expensive items on this list, but if you're shopping around for someone who maybe just got into music production, having studio quality headphones is essential. You can get started by using more affordable, casual listening quality headphones, but at some point you do want to upgrade to studio quality headphones so that you can hear the sounds that you're creating a lot more accurately and mix them a lot more accurately as well. My personal favorite headphones that I've ever used in general are the Beyerdynamic DT770 Pros. These are easily the best sounding and most comfortable headphones that I've ever owned, and I pretty much never have any pressure on my ears that just really makes me want to take them off. Also, even though I do prefer to do the majority of my mixing on my studio monitors, these are fairly accurate headphones where I can mix inside of them and feel relatively comfortable that the mix is going to translate over to different speakers. Beyerdynamics recently released a newer version of these headphones, so you may be able to find those whether they're new or even used for a lower price than what they were listed as before. A second and slightly more affordable option could be these Sennheiser HD280 Pros. Even though I do prefer the sound and the comfort of the Beyerdynamic headphones, I've been using the Sennheisers as well for an extended period of time, and these sound very professional as well. My biggest complaint with these headphones though is that at some point the ear cups, they are going to wear out, they are going to start tearing off and peeling. If you use them pretty heavily, the same with pretty much any other headphone that has leather ear cups, at some point they are going to wear out. So if you plan on sticking with them, eventually down the line you're going to have to replace the ear cups, which I actually did. These ear cups didn't come stock with the Sennheisers. These actually I bought off of Amazon for I think they were like right under 20 bucks. And these ear cups actually are even more comfortable than the stock ones that came with the headphones. So other than that, these headphones do sound really good. You can't go wrong with these either. They are a little bit more affordable than the Beyerdynamics. I pretty much just use these during studio sessions when I'm recording artists. I give the artists these headphones actually to use while they record so they can hear the music and their voice. But you really can't go wrong with either the Beyerdynamics or the Sennheisers. They both sound really good. They're both relatively comfortable to wear. And even though there are other high quality headphones within this price range, these are the first two that I recommend pretty much every single time. Now the fifth Christmas gift idea for music producers is a MIDI controller. Now out of everything else on this list, this definitely can be the most expensive item that's on this list. So I'm specifically going to focus on more affordable and more portable MIDI controllers. So if you don't even know what a MIDI controller is, it's a device that can control the sounds that music producers use inside of their computer. Typically they come in the shape of a keyboard. They also can come in the form of a drum pad, but MIDI keyboards themselves don't have sounds on them. They just trigger sounds from the software that's inside of a computer. So with that in mind, you don't necessarily need to go all out with a MIDI controller, especially if you're just starting out and if you just need something that can trigger the sounds from your laptop. You just need to make sure that it's reliable and that it's comfortable to play on. So if you're looking for a MIDI controller that's small, that's portable, I highly recommend the Akai MPK Mini. This keyboard right here is the first MIDI keyboard that I actually ever owned, and admittedly now I really only use it when I'm on the go, so I haven't used this as heavily as my other MIDI controllers. However, even with the relatively light use that I have given to this controller, it's never really let me down, and it definitely gets the job done. The standout features about this controller specifically is that one, it's small, it's portable. This is small enough to where you can fit inside of a backpack. It also comes with these pads, which are really ideal if you want to trigger drum sounds or if you're into finger drumming. And since it is such a small keyboard, you are able to just to press these buttons over here if you need to change the octave on them, if you need to play an octave lower or higher. So as long as you don't really need to make really complex or long Tristan chords, and if you really just need something that's good for on-the-go music production, this is the keyboard that I would recommend. I personally haven't used it, but if you're looking for a MIDI controller that has 32 keys, I would recommend the Native Instruments Complete Control M32. Since it has 32 keys on it, especially if you are a piano player, it'll be a little easier to make different chord progressions and different melodies with it. Also, if you use Native Instruments Machine or Complete, the M32 seamlessly integrates with the software so you can quickly browse the presets, adjust the parameters, and you can even control the DAW with the controller itself. You can find both the Akai and the Native Instruments controller for around the same price, both used and new. So once again, if you are looking for something that's portable and that is reliable and easy to play on, I definitely would recommend getting either the Akai controller or the Native Instruments M32 controller. So now actually I have one bonus gift that you could give a music producer, and that's by buying the products that they actually offer. This gift idea is mainly for other artists or producers buying gifts for their music producer friends, but one of the best gifts that you actually can give a music producer is by supporting their business. So different things that music producers sell are beats, sample kits, merchandise, maybe even their own music if they make music as a solo artist. So if you are someone who actually can benefit from these things as well, you could potentially be buying yourself a gift, and also you would be supporting another music producer's business. And outside of the money itself, if you did decide to buy a product that a music producer is offering, that's a great way to let them know that you support what they do. So if you have absolutely no idea what you want to buy your friend or your relative who happens to be a music producer for Christmas, you can't go wrong by buying a product that they're offering. Thanks for watching this video. That pretty much wraps up all the Christmas gift ideas that I have. Once again, there are tons of options that you can choose from that I did not mention in this video. If you need a place to start, then I definitely would recommend looking into all the items that I mentioned in this video. Speaking of which, I did leave links to all the items that I mentioned in this video in the description below. Some of these links are affiliate links, so if you do purchase from them, your buying experience will be exactly the same. But if you do decide to purchase any of them, I will get a small percentage of that sale, and then that money gets reinvested back into my business, so that way I can continue making high quality music as well as high quality videos. So if any of these gift ideas helped you out, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, so that way you'll know whenever I upload new videos. Also, I'd greatly appreciate it if you visited my website, lmarquisproductions.com. That's where you'll be able to find my music, my beats, my sample kits, my merchandise, as well as my mixing, mastering, and consulting services. And now go down in the comment section below and let me know what are some other gift ideas that you can buy a music producer. My name is L Marquis Productions. God bless.